Some men move through life like shadows, silent, unnoticed, yet their presence changes the energy of every room they enter. They don't chase approval, crave validation, or compete for attention. And yet, somehow, people notice them. There's a weight to their calm, a subtle power in the way they observe, think, and act. They are deliberate in every choice, precise in every movement, and untouchable in ways most can't even begin to understand. While the world around them rushes in chaos, scrambling for status, recognition, and control, these men operate on a plane entirely their own. They don't play the social game, they rewrite the rules entirely, bending influence, perception, and human behavior to their quiet mastery. They are the Sigma males, enigmatic, magnetic, and in ways most people don't dare admit, dangerously compelling. There's an eerie tension about them, a magnetic pull that draws people close while simultaneously keeping them at a distance. You might sense their intelligence before you even see it. You might feel their control before you hear a word. They make people question themselves, analyze their own behavior, and even fear their own reactions, all without ever raising their voice or forcing their presence. Their unpredictability is subtle yet unsettling, their independence both liberating and intimidating. You might find yourself fascinated, frustrated, or even a little scared, and yet you cannot look away. Today, we're about to unravel the mystery. We're diving deep into 10 spooky traits that make Sigma males both mysterious and dangerous, traits that aren't obvious at first glance but wield power in every interaction, every relationship, every corner of life. These are the qualities that make them magnetic yet untouchable, admired yet feared, respected yet misunderstood. You may have encountered these traits before, felt their effects, or wondered why certain people simply cannot be figured out. Now, it's time to understand them fully. By the end of this video, you won't just recognize the Sigma male, you'll begin to see the psychological force that makes him truly untouchable. Prepare yourself, because the world of the Sigma male is not just mysterious, it's intense, dangerous, and almost impossibly compelling. Trait number 1, emotional invisibility. A Sigma male rarely, if ever, openly displays his emotions. Not because he doesn't feel deeply, but because he has learned to control them with absolute precision. While most people react instinctively to anger, fear, or excitement, the Sigma observes, analyzes, and responds only when it serves his purpose. He is reflective rather than reactive, always several steps ahead in his own mind. This ability to mask his true feelings creates a kind of emotional invisibility, a cloak that hides his intentions, desires, and vulnerabilities from the world. This invisibility is unsettling to those around him. One moment, he may appear completely indifferent, unmoved by chaos, criticism, or even praise. The next, he might take an action so precise, so unexpected, that it catches everyone off guard. This unpredictability isn't random, it's the result of deliberate self-mastery. People around him never know what he is thinking or what he might do next, and that uncertainty, that tension, instills a subtle but powerful sense of fear and respect. It's a psychological edge that few can challenge, because it forces others to confront the unknown. Visualize this, a man walking calmly through a chaotic street, the city around him swirling with noise, anger, and commotion. Cars honk, people shout, and chaos erupts in every direction, yet he remains completely untouched, moving with a quiet confidence that seems almost unnatural. His calm is magnetic, drawing attention even as he remains invisible in intent. He doesn't need to assert dominance overtly, his mastery over his emotional state is enough to unsettle everyone in his presence. It's important to understand that emotional invisibility does not equal coldness or detachment. A Sigma male feels intensely, but he chooses when, where, and how those feelings manifest. This control is not just self-discipline, it's a form of power. By mastering his reactions, he creates an aura of unpredictability, an almost supernatural ability to navigate social dynamics without ever revealing his hand. In short, emotional invisibility is not a lack of depth, it is the ultimate demonstration of emotional strength, and it is one of the reasons Sigma males are as mysterious as they are dangerous. Trait number 2, the power of silence. Sigma males speak only when it truly matters. Words, for them, are tools, carefully chosen and deliberately deployed. Unlike most people, who over-explain, argue to prove a point, or constantly seek validation from those around them, the Sigma observes quietly, weighing every situation before acting or speaking. Their silence is not awkward, it is deliberate. It is a weapon, a psychological strategy that commands attention without ever demanding it. There is something inherently unsettling about a man who does not feel compelled to fill the air with noise. In a world that mistakes constant chatter for intelligence, the Sigma's quiet presence becomes almost supernatural. People instinctively try to decode him, project assumptions, or fill in the gaps he leaves intentionally. Their overthinking, their subtle unease, becomes a reflection of his power. In essence, he controls the room without moving a muscle, letting others expose themselves while he remains untouchable, observing every nuance, every detail, every hidden reaction. Imagine a dimly lit cafe. The Sigma sits alone, staring calmly at his coffee, seemingly absorbed in thought. Around him, whispers ripple through the air as people steal glances, drawn to his presence yet uncertain how to engage. Conversations falter when he is nearby, and subtle tension fills the room. He doesn't need to interrupt or assert himself. The very act of being quietly present exerts influence. This is the silent authority of the Sigma male, a quiet dominance that unnerves, captivates, and commands respect simultaneously. Silence, for the Sigma, is far more than the absence of words. It is a tool of psychological leverage, a method of observation, and a means of asserting power without ever raising a voice. When used strategically, silence forces others to reveal themselves, to misstep, and to overextend. In the Sigma's world, silence is louder than words, a subtle, eerie, and irresistible form of control that few can withstand or even recognize until it is too late. Trait number 3, hyperobservation. Sigma males possess an almost uncanny ability to notice everything. No detail is too small, no gesture too subtle. Micro-expressions, fleeting glances, shifts in body language, tonal changes in voice, or even the energy in a room, they absorb it all. While most people are distracted by their own thoughts, conversations, or trivial concerns, the Sigma's mind is constantly scanning, analyzing, and interpreting. Every interaction is data, every subtle signal is a clue. This hyper-awareness makes him exceptionally dangerous, though rarely in ways that are obvious. In business, he notices weaknesses that others overlook, patterns that others miss, and opportunities that remain invisible to the average observer. In negotiations, he reads between the lines, detecting hesitation, dishonesty, or fear before it's revealed. In relationships, he understands intentions and motives with an almost prescient clarity. People around him may think they are hiding, but the Sigma sees through the facades effortlessly, quietly gaining a psychological advantage without ever announcing it. Imagine a crowded room. While everyone else is lost in chatter or distracted by their own agendas, the Sigma's eyes dart subtly, scanning faces, movements, and subtle gestures. He notices the slight tightening of a jaw, the nervous fidget of a hand, or a fleeting glance of interest. He collects this information silently, storing it for later action, all while appearing perfectly calm and indifferent. This makes him a predator in the social jungle, a predator most people never even realize is present, until it is too late. It is this ability to observe without being seen, to notice without being noticed, that gives the Sigma male his edge. People often underestimate what they cannot see, and in the case of a Sigma, what they cannot see is exactly what makes him so powerful, so magnetic, and so dangerously enigmatic. Every glance, every silence, every moment of observation is a subtle assertion of control over his environment, an invisible mastery few can challenge or comprehend. Trait number 4, unpredictable reactions. The Sigma male is inherently unconstrained by societal expectations or social scripts. He doesn't follow rules simply because they exist, nor does he respond in ways that others anticipate. This makes him profoundly unpredictable, and that unpredictability is a source of subtle, psychological power. People who attempt to manipulate him quickly realize a harsh truth: the Sigma cannot be coerced, cornered, or controlled. He moves according to his own principles, guided by logic, observation, and strategy rather than the pressures or expectations of those around him. This unpredictability manifests in ways that are both fascinating and unnerving. One moment, he may disengage entirely from conflict, conversation, or even a situation that others would consider urgent. He seems indifferent, almost invisible, as if removing himself from the equation entirely. Then, in the next moment, he may take decisive, precise action, calculated and deliberate, with consequences that leave others reeling. This is not aggression for the sake of aggression, it is strategic response, carefully timed and executed to maximize effect while minimizing unnecessary exposure. His reactions are guided by insight, not impulse, and this duality, detached yet lethal, keeps those around him off balance, constantly guessing. Visualize it: a heated argument erupts. Voices rise, tension spikes, but the Sigma remains calm, stepping away with measured composure, seemingly unaffected by the chaos. Yet moments later, he acts decisively, making a choice, delivering a solution, or asserting influence in a way that nobody predicted. That calculated timing, the balance of restraint and action, is what gives him his psychological edge. In essence, unpredictability equals power. By refusing to conform to expectations, the Sigma male forces others into a state of uncertainty, subtly undermining their confidence and control. This makes him difficult to anticipate, impossible to manipulate, and, ultimately, profoundly dangerous in the quietest, most effective ways. People around him never know what he might do next, and it's this uncertainty, this invisible dominance, that keeps him perpetually a step ahead. Trait number 5, the lone wolf aura. Sigma males exist outside the rigid hierarchies that govern most social structures. Unlike alpha males, who often seek followers, recognition, or dominance within a system, Sigmas operate independently. They require no validation, no approval, no external accolades to confirm their worth. This fierce self-reliance creates an aura of mystery, an almost magnetic energy that draws people in while keeping them at a respectful distance. There is a sense that, no matter how close you get, part of the Sigma remains untouchable, operating on a plane entirely his own. This independence is not merely social, it is deeply psychological. Sigma males make choices based on principle and intuition rather than peer pressure or societal expectation. They prioritize their own path over conformity, and as a result, they become unpredictable and fascinating. People are drawn to them instinctively, sensing a quiet strength beneath the calm exterior, an inner fire that refuses to be tamed. Yet, no matter how much attention they attract, they can never fully belong. They are observers, participants on their own terms, always moving to the rhythm of their own design. Visualize a solitary figure standing on a cliff at sunset, wind whipping through his coat. The horizon stretches endlessly before him, untouched and infinite, much like his own path. He stands alone, but there is no loneliness in his presence, only power, clarity, and a quiet dominance that others instinctively recognize but cannot claim. His independence is palpable, and it commands attention without ever demanding it. It is this very independence that makes the Sigma male magnetic. People are drawn to him not because he seeks their attention, but because his self-sufficiency and refusal to conform create a force that is irresistible. The Sigma's lone wolf aura is both a shield and a magnet. It protects him from influence while simultaneously captivating everyone who senses the depth, strength, and freedom he embodies. In a world that clings to social validation, the Sigma male thrives in autonomy, and it is this unshakable self-reliance that makes him truly enigmatic and dangerously compelling. Trait number 6, deep strategic mindset. Sigma males possess a mind built for foresight. Unlike most people, who react impulsively to situations as they arise, the Sigma thinks several steps ahead, anticipating outcomes, planning contingencies, and preparing for every eventuality. He doesn't feel the need to broadcast his intentions or flaunt his preparation. His power lies in silent, unseen mastery. While others struggle to adapt to unexpected challenges, the Sigma has already calculated the most effective path forward, moving with precision and confidence that seems effortless but is the result of meticulous mental planning. This strategic mindset makes him exceptionally dangerous in ways that are both subtle and profound. In relationships, he understands motivations and intentions, often guiding interactions without others realizing they are being influenced. In conflict, he identifies vulnerabilities and weaknesses, maneuvering situations toward outcomes advantageous to him without ever appearing aggressive or controlling. In professional and social settings, his foresight allows him to navigate power dynamics with calculated mastery, turning potential obstacles into opportunities. Because he rarely reveals his hand, people tend to underestimate him, until it is too late. By the time the true depth of his planning is revealed, he has already gained the upper hand, and the effect is both silent and devastating. Visualize a slow pan across a chessboard, each piece moved deliberately, strategically, with intent. Each decision mirrors life itself, every action has consequences, every move is carefully considered. The Sigma male operates with this same precision, planning, observing, and executing in silence. Mastery of strategy, for him, is not a skill, it is a way of life. Mastery of strategy equals mastery of life. Trait number 7, dark charisma. Sigma males possess a charisma that does not shout, it whispers. Unlike the overt charm of an alpha, their allure is subtle, layered, and profoundly magnetic. It is an energy that draws people in without effort, an invisible force that fascinates and captivates. The power of this dark charisma lies not in performance or spectacle, but in its depth, mystery, and unpredictability. People find themselves drawn to them, intrigued by their presence, yet unable to fully decipher or control the pull they feel. This subtle magnetism can leave people obsessed, unnerved, or even intimidated. Those around a Sigma often sense power beneath the surface, a quiet authority that is not claimed but simply exists. And the Sigma himself rarely cares who notices or why. He does not perform for validation, nor does he rely on admiration to measure his value. His presence alone commands attention, fascination, and sometimes even fear. Visualize close-ups of intense eye contact in dimly lit rooms, shadows dancing across his face, leaving a sense of tension and intrigue. Every glance, every slight movement, every quiet smile exudes an almost hypnotic energy. This is charisma amplified by mystery. The Sigma is magnetic precisely because he is incomprehensible to most, a psychological force that is felt more than it is understood. Final words. So, there you have it, 10 traits that make Sigma males mysterious, magnetic, and dangerously compelling. From emotional invisibility to fearless confrontation, from magnetic detachment to relentless self-mastery, Sigma males operate on a level that most people cannot even comprehend. Their presence is a paradox, quiet yet powerful, calm yet commanding, distant yet irresistibly magnetic. They move through life with a mastery over themselves and their surroundings that sets them apart from the crowd, allowing them to influence, observe, and navigate situations in ways others can only dream of. This combination of control, depth, and unpredictability makes them not just fascinating, but quietly intimidating, drawing admiration and fear in equal measure. If you recognize these traits in yourself, embrace them fully. Cultivate your independence, refine your strategy, and master your emotions. The path of the Sigma is not easy. It requires discipline, patience, and an unwavering commitment to self-mastery, but the rewards are profound: a life lived on your own terms, untouchable by external pressures, and magnetic in ways most people cannot resist. And if you encounter these traits in someone else, tread carefully. The Sigma male is not merely a person. He is a force of nature, a presence that cannot be contained, predicted, or fully understood. Those who attempt to manipulate, control, or underestimate him quickly realize their error, often too late. Respect, observation, and subtlety are the only ways to engage with someone of this caliber. Visualize a slow fade to black, a shadowed figure walking into the night, solitary yet unshakable, moving along a path only he can navigate. There is power in every step, calm in every motion, and a presence that lingers long after he has gone. This is the essence of the Sigma male: mysterious, magnetic, and unforgettable. If you want more insights into the hidden psychology of Sigma males, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Dive deeper with us, because understanding the Sigma isn't just about observing someone else, it's about discovering the principles of control, independence, and self-mastery that could change your life forever.